thank you for joining me for Origami with Miss Cynthia. In celebration of Buckeye Dog Days, I will show you how to create one of my favorite dogs, the Dachshunds, also known as a Dachshund or a wiener dog. Now, let's get started. The supplies you will need are a sheet of paper, a pair of scissors, and some coloring supplies. Alright guys, once you selected your sheet of paper, we're going to bring one of the corners downward into that triangle shape. Our goal is to cut out a square out of this sheet of paper, so go ahead and cut out that rectangle shape there, leaving just our triangle, just like this. Go ahead and open up your page and face your page into a diamond shape. And we want to fold the left and the right into that center crease that we just created. Just like this. All right, go ahead and crease the left side the same direction towards the crease, just like this. Now I'm going to flip my page here, so I'm looking at something that looks like a kite. And we want to fold the top portion of the left and the right back into that crease that's guiding us. Just like this. And the right side, just like this. All right, and so now we're gonna do the same thing but towards the bottom. So bringing the left and the right back into that center crease. Just like this. Do the same thing to the right side. Just like this. Now after this crease, you'll notice that your page starts getting fairly thick, but just add a little bit of extra pressure to all of our future folds from here on out. Just make sure you go through it and crease it real good. I'm going to flip it over and just make sure everything's just nicely creased. Working on a flat surface is very helpful when we're creasing all this together. All right, so let's get back into position here. Make sure that we're working on the side that has all of our folds. Bring in that top point of your triangle here towards that center between the two creases. You'll have a crease to the left, a crease to the right. And you're just going to bring that point and just connect it right there in the middle. Just make sure your original center crease is aligned, just like this. And then now we're going to flip this over, and you'll notice on the top left and right you have some corners that we need to fold towards the middle crease here. So go ahead and fold this portion here on the top, connecting to that center crease, just like this. Do the same thing to the left side. So we're going to bring the top portion there into that center crease, just like this. Let me scoot that in a little bit. Okay. So now once we get to this point, we want to flip it over and we want to unfold the creases that we just did and just open this top portion all the way up. Now we're going to use our imagination. You have a crease on the left and on the right that form a V. On the corners of that, just imagine that there's two little dots here, and we're going to fold that into place downward where these imaginary little dots are. Go ahead and fold that, making sure that that middle crease is aligned to the main crease going all the way down here. Now bring the tip of this triangle upward, just making sure that there's some space here left on the top. And the tip of this, bring it back down just up into that crease that we just created. Just like this. And just make sure you crease that through. All right, so now it's time for us to fold this whole piece in half. So I like to face my sheet of paper the long ways, and then it's easier for us to fold it in half. And while we are doing that, I want to share a really cool fact about these lovely dogs. Did you know the breed name Dachshunds comes from the German word Dach, meaning badger, and Hund, meaning dog. Isn't that cool? Pretty interesting, I thought. All right, so now we're going to work on the head and the doggy nose here. So what we want to do is bring in, you have a little crease here. We want to push the snout of the dog inward, just like this, and it starts creating these little flaps here. Go ahead and just make sure that comes all the way up towards the top, because we're creating some little floppy ears here at the same time. Okay, so I'm going to work on that side and do the same thing to the opposite side. So bring that all the way to the top, just making sure your doggy nose stays in place like that. And put some pressure and crease it there. All right, so now it's time to work on the body. Now, we're going to bring in this body portion and we're going to crease it downward up to this little point here in a diagonal way, facing downward like this. Okay. Lots of pressure here because this is the right of the middle of the doggy, and there's some inside of it. It's got tons of folds in there. When we're doing a reverse fold, I like to not only crease at the side where we're going to reverse it, but also fold that same crease on the opposite side, because it just makes it so much easier when we're reverse folding. Okay, so we get this back into position. You have your crease here to guide you into that reverse fold. Go ahead and open up your doggy. Just make sure your head and your nose stays in place. So hold that, and your guides is your left and your right. Guides will help you guide into that reverse fold. So we're using that to guide it all the way down, just like this. And this is the time to get rid of all these little bumps in these pages, just like this. And then we want to bring this into that reverse fold we talked about, all the way upward like this, into place. Okay, so now you see that your doggy has a very long body, and of course our wiener dog here needs its little tail. So we're going to fold the tail to start doing another reverse fold. So fold that downward, and then I'm going to fold it back because I really love to fold that same direction. It makes it easier. Just like this. We're going to open that up to work on that reverse fold, and because our paper's thick, you're just going to use that as a guide to start forming that reverse fold on the doggy's tail. Just like this. Okay, now if you don't want your tail to be so long, just do another reverse fold on the top. So just pinch it where you want to reverse fold it, just like this, and you can either go upward or you can just leave it downward, which is my preference there, like that. All right, now it's time to color it and have fun with it. I'm going to add my doggy eyes. And of course our little nose, little cute nose. Just add that there. And you can color to whatever shape. I mean, you can add some shapes if you'd like. color it however you'd like to color. I'm going to show you one that I've worked on earlier. And before we go, I want to share a last fact that I found interesting. These doggies are a scent hound used to hunt foxes, badgers, rabbits, and other tunneling animals. Now, their straight body like this makes it perfect for the job. And there you go, guys. There is your origami doggy, the Dachshunds. Thank you for joining me in celebration of Buckeye Dog Days. See you next week for more origami fun. Bye.